well do that. Alright, we're gonna shut this gas off. Tired of it. Here's some of my slag. This isn't all from that melt, but it's what I've been putting it in. Like I said, aluminum shrinks, so you're gonna get a kind of a divot in that, and it's hardened. So at this point, I'm gonna let it just sit a little bit. Take it outside, tap it out of the ingot mold. I have a small project here. Well, this forge I've been working on for a while. This pipe's gonna come out, but what it's doing right now is sealing my port for my burner. This is my Venturi burner, which doesn't need to be on the floor. And it just runs off of propane. It's my Venturi. And this, right now I'm insulating. So I'm filling it with homemade refractory, which is basically just silica sand and calcium sulfate or plaster of Paris, however you want to refer it. And I have a pretty big mess going on right now, but that's okay. I have been able to, here's my ingot mold, melt lead before doing that. So these are what my ingots look like. This is about 6.5 pounds. Here's an aluminum one that shrunk up a little bit. You're gonna have that divot on that side anyways. I think this was about 1.5 pounds. Maybe a little bit more heat and preheating the mold might have worked a little bit better. I did preheat the mold, but apparently not enough. So hopefully all my ingots come out like this. And my crucible, I have some brass in it right now, which is part of why I'm insulating my mold. The brass did not melt. I mean, it drooped a little bit, but it didn't do a whole lot to most of the brass. But if there's anybody out there building a forge, I wanted to show a little bit of my design here. This was a R12 Freon tank. Right now I have some tape holding this, and then kind of making somewhat of a seal, and then some hot glue to seal off while I run my refractory. This is 2 layers. I'm going to end up doing 3 because I have to fill this up to the top. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do here, but it's probably going to need something. I can melt aluminum in it as it was, but now that I have some kind of insulation going on, I should be able to melt brass, copper, bronze. Aluminum should be a little bit easier. Lead, I'm not really too concerned about because that's pretty easy to melt. But I'll figure out something for this. I'll probably have to make a cover that I can weld on and then cast in some refractory inside of the top piece, run some pipes in, and weld a plate on after it cures. That's the only way I could really think of to actually use this. I'm sure there's other ways, but this pipe will come out, and my burner is sized to the holes that I cut. That's the same size pipe. So when it's done, I'll pull this tape off, pull that out, and all should be good. Just want to show off my forge a little bit. hopefully if anybody's building something, this gives you a good idea of somewhere to start. So far, so good.